Imagine for a moment that you are not simply an individual, but a living cell within a body so vast, so complex, that its full scope is beyond your comprehension. This is not just a metaphor, but an invitation to see yourself as an integral part of a greater organism. Within this immense body, each cell holds a purpose, a position, a unique role that contributes to the balance and harmony of the whole. And just as in the living organism, when a cell chooses not to collaborate, it can become diseased, eventually replaced for the sake of the larger system. Now, pause and let this idea sink in. Have you ever wondered about your true role within this grand organism? If you are a scientist, perhaps you've considered how our societies mirror the intricate structures of biology. For the philosophers among us, where does your personal freedom truly end, and where does your responsibility to the collective begin? And for those who hold faith, if God is the creator, does he watch over every minute detail, or does he guide the vast cosmic body, making only the grandest of adjustments as time flows forward? Biology offers us profound lessons. Charles Darwin taught that survival is not reserved for the strongest or the most intelligent, but for those who can adapt. In any ecosystem, entire species vanish, not through punishment, but because they can no longer align with the evolving hierarchy of life. Their inability to collaborate with the larger order means their time has passed. The spiritual perspective adds further depth. Thinkers like Teilhard de Chardin saw humanity as part of a vast cosmic evolution, moving toward what he called the Omega Point, a moment of ultimate unification and harmony. To collaborate with the greater organism, then, is to move in the direction of this universal harmony, to participate in a process that transcends our individual existence. Even in ancient philosophy, the metaphor of the organism is powerful. Aristotle, in his work on politics, compared the city to a living body, where every citizen is an indispensable part. He believed that the isolated individual is incomplete, just as a severed hand is no longer truly a hand. Our fulfillment, our completeness, comes from our integration into the whole. Ecology presents us with the classic example of ants. Each ant fulfills a specific role within the colony. Their organization is not based on blind obedience, but on a structure that ensures the functioning of the collective. When an ant fails in its task, the system quickly adapts, redistributing functions to maintain stability. The lesson is clear. Adaptation and collaboration are not optional, but essential for the health of the system. Spiritual traditions, too, speak to this balance. Many suggest that the Creator maintains the equilibrium of the whole, but does not interfere in every minor detail. Like a gardener tending to the overall health of an ecosystem, the Creator ensures that the garden thrives, while each plant must find its own way to light, water, and space. The gardener sets the conditions but does not micromanage the growth of every leaf. The scientific revolution brought another perspective. Isaac Newton envisioned the universe as a perfectly tuned machine, set in motion by God, but governed by its own laws. This aligns with the notion that divine function is about maintaining the macro-level balance, not about directing every tiny movement. Consider your own body. Billions of cells, each performing its duty without comprehending the totality of the organism. A liver cell does not understand the intricacies of the brain, but it fulfills its role regardless. Perhaps on the scale of the cosmos, we are like these cells, essential yet unable to perceive the full design. Our purpose is not diminished by our limited perspective. On the contrary, it is made all the more vital. But what happens when collaboration breaks down? In biology, a cell that ignores the rules of the body and multiplies chaotically becomes a malignant mutation, a cancer. In the broader organism, destructive behaviors can be seen in a similar light. When parts of the whole act with disregard for structure and harmony, the entire system is threatened. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." This simple wisdom reminds us that to act in the interest of the whole is ultimately to act in our own best interest. The health of the collective ensures the well-being of the individual. Human societies, too, are in constant flux. Roles and functions shift, and individuals are replaced, not out of malice, but out of necessity for continuity. Just as in the body, when one organ fails, others adapt to carry the burden. The organism must persist, even as its components change. Systems theory teaches us that every level of organization, from the atom to the cosmos, is held together by interdependent hierarchies. There is no such thing as absolute freedom without structural responsibility. Our liberty is always balanced by our obligation to the systems that sustain us. Evolutionary biology reminds us of our true place. Stephen Jay Gould cautioned against the illusion that humanity is the pinnacle of life. We are but one branch among many, and this scientific humility reinforces the idea that our role is to integrate, not to dominate. If God is the ultimate organizer of this cosmic organism, his intervention may not be the constant pressing of buttons, but the maintenance of the delicate balance of forces that sustain everything. Divine guidance, in this view, is about upholding the overall order, not controlling every detail. To collaborate with the hierarchical organization of a greater organism is, at its core, an act of acceptance. It is the recognition that we are part of something that transcends our individual lives. No matter how small our role may seem, it is vital for the harmony of the whole. So what does this mean for you, living as a cell within this grand body? It means that your actions matter. Your willingness to adapt, to fulfill your role, to support the system around you is essential. When you contribute to the greater good, you reinforce the health and resilience of the entire organism. When you act in isolation, disregarding the larger structure, you risk not only your own well-being, but that of the system that sustains you. Look around at the world, the communities you belong to, the societies you help shape, the living planet that gives you life. Each is an organism in its own right, made up of countless parts working in concert. Your participation, your collaboration, is not just beneficial, it is necessary. By reflecting on your place within this hierarchy, you embark on a journey of self-discovery and collective purpose. You begin to see that your individual identity is not diminished by your role in the whole. Rather, it is elevated. You are both yourself and an essential part of something far greater. If this vision resonates with you, if it has inspired you to contemplate your role within the grand organism, consider sharing these reflections with someone who also seeks to understand their place in the whole. Join us at the Curious Order, where science, philosophy, and spirituality converge to explore the mysteries of the universe and our unique position within it. Continue this journey of discovery, and together, let us strive to bring greater harmony and understanding to the organism we all share.